This video is all going to be about testing out the Auto Tumbler Heat Press from HTVRONT. They also included sublimation mugs for us to test it out. Please note that this is our first time trying sublimation on tumbler and mugs. The box already has a heat transfer tape and heat-resistant gloves, which we think is great because you can get started right away with your project even if you're new to sublimation. This machine weighs a little over 9 pounds and it looks so sleek and modern. It fits perfectly into any corner of our office without it looking big and bulky. It also comes in color white, but I think this color is fun and beautiful without being too loud or tacky. The manual has a quick reference chart so you would know the settings to use based on your materials. Now it's time to learn how to use this heat press. Press the power button once to turn on the machine. This button is to use to adjust the temperature. And use these buttons to set how high or how low your settings you wanted it to be. The button with a clock icon is used to adjust the time, and again you can use the plus or minus to adjust the settings. This button right here will blink red until it reaches the desired time and temperature you set and will turn green indicating it's ready to use. A helpful little feature is that if there's any emergency and you need to remove the tumbler right away, you can press any button and the heat press will open. We tested out to see how long it will heat up to the recommended setting to use on a tumbler. The time might be different based on multiple factors, but keep in mind we started ours straight out of the box set at 90 degrees Fahrenheit. There's few other things we need to do before we can test this out, and that is to print your design on a sublimation paper. We used Photoshop elements to modify the file based on the size of our material to press. Once we had a paper cut to size, we started prepping the tumbler. The tricky part of using a seamless design is to make sure you make both edges exactly aligned. We had to use some tools to make sure the wrap is tight enough to cover the whole tumbler. We also use a parchment paper or butcher paper to wrap around the tumbler and mugs to prevent ink bleeding through the heat press. And we're ready to go. Since this is automatic press, you won't be able to adjust the pressure manually. But as you can see, it wraps the tumbler very nice and tight, and once the time is done, it automatically opens up. The recommended settings are between 380 and 390 degrees and 360 to 480 seconds. We press it for 180 seconds first, then turn it 180 degrees to press again to ensure entire coverage on the tumbler. For mugs, the recommended settings are 120 seconds for 390 degrees, and we only press it once. We'll let it cool down for a few minutes and we peel the paper and tape, and this is how it looked like. The heat press did a great job with the top and bottom seam with even colors and no ghosting. The colors were nice and bright and just the right opacity, exactly how our design looked like. Over here, you can see this white thin line where the seam ends meet. However, factors like paper, print size, and taping technique could affect these, and it just needs to be adjusted. We decided to test it some more by using the same technique, but use the tumbler manufacturer recommended settings, which was lower in temperature and time, just to see which one gives better results. We use the HTVRONT recommended settings on the left tumbler, and we use the tumbler manufacturer setting on the right one. Looking at them side by side, the difference is barely noticeable, but if you look closely, you will see that the tumbler that we use its own manufacturer recommended heat settings looks better in our opinion, since the colors are more vibrant and the lines are more crisp and sharp. Again, no ghosting, but the color gradually fades only at the bottom where it naturally curves down, which you won't be able to see once the tumbler is already sitting upright. This mug came out so beautiful, although there is some ghosting at the bottom, which could be fixed by improvement in taping technique. Overall, we're so happy with the results, and as someone who is starting to learn about mug and tumbler sublimation, this was so much fun, and we love the ease of use and simplicity of this machine. Since this is our first time sublimating on mugs and tumblers, we'll definitely improve on the taping technique, but we can't wait to make more projects using this auto tumbler heat press. So if you're interested in getting your hands on one of these or you've been eyeing this for a while now, this is the perfect time. HTVRONT is running their second biggest sale of the year that runs from March 21 to April 22, and you can use the code AUTO for fans, and that gives you additional $20 off of your purchase of any of their auto heat press and tumbler heat press. Their sale runs for a limited time, so make sure you don't miss out on this great discounts and check the description box below for complete details. Thanks for watching!